The scream came first, a sharp, sudden sound that sliced through the quiet luxury of L'Ore Elegancy Boutique in Lekki Phase 1. Shoppers froze. The soft music stopped. The salesgirl's hand trembled around the pair of gold-heeled sandals she was holding. And on the glossy white floor, shaking and confused, sat a young woman named Aduke. Her right leg was shaking, fast, too fast. And the shoe she had just tested, a sparkling diamond-studded heel worth more than her entire monthly salary, lay beside her like a silent witness. Everyone watched. Someone whispered, "Why is her leg shaking like that? What did she wear?" Someone else muttered, "I thought she said she could afford that shoe." Maybe it's fake humility. But nobody knew the truth. Not yet. Earlier that morning, the city of Lagos was loud and alive. Yellow buses shouted for passengers. KK riders argued over N100 change. Street hawkers chased cars with bags of plantain chips and cold drinks. It felt like any normal day. Aduke walked through Lekki like someone who didn't fully belong there, but wanted to try. She wasn't rich. She wasn't poor. She existed somewhere in the middle, like many Lagos dreamers. Her gown was simple. Her hair was neat but not expensive. She walked with pride, but there was also something fragile in her steps, like she was trying to protect the last piece of herself that still believed in something bigger. Today was a special day. Her office in Ikoyi had announced a staff dinner, a big one, a chance to meet investors, a chance to be noticed, a chance to grow. She wanted to look beautiful. She wanted to feel like she belonged. She wanted a new shoe, not just any shoe. A fine one, a perfect one. So she walked into L'Ore Elegancy Boutique, the kind of boutique where the security guard looks at you twice and the walls smell like imported perfume. She took a deep breath. She told herself she deserved to be here. But something inside her, maybe doubt, maybe warning, felt unsettled. The store was bright and shiny, filled with polished mirrors and neatly arranged rows of designer shoes. The air conditioning was cold. The lights were soft. Everything felt expensive. The salesgirls were tall, slim, and confident. Women who spoke with accents that sounded like they came free with each luxury brand. "Good afternoon," one of them said with a polite but distant smile. Her name tag read, Tamilola. Aduke smiled back. She didn't want trouble. She just wanted a shoe. "I'm looking for something simple," Aduke said. "Something nice but not too expensive." Her voice was humble, careful. Tamilola nodded slowly, her eyes traveling from Aduke's hair to her earrings to her shoes. A kind of silent judgment. "Of course," she said. "But here, nothing is really cheap." Aduke smiled again, pretending the comment didn't sting. Then she saw it. A perfect pair of golden sandals on a display stand. Light shimmered off the stones. The heel wasn't too high. It looked strong, elegant, beautiful. It looked like something a woman would wear and instantly feel different. "Can I try this one?" Aduke asked softly. Tamilola shrugged. "If you want." She brought the shoe down and placed it in front of Aduke. Something strange happened. The moment the shoe touched her palm, Aduke felt a warm pulse, like a soft heartbeat, run through her hand. She froze. What was that? She looked around. No one else reacted. Maybe it was her imagination. She slipped her foot in. At first, the shoe hugged her foot perfectly. So perfect it almost frightened her. She stood. It felt like the shoe was holding her. Like it was adjusting itself around her. Like it was alive. Her heart beat faster. Still, she took a step. then another, then another. She imagined herself at the staff dinner, confident, glowing, walking with the kind of elegance she had always admired on other women. She imagined her colleagues turning to look. She imagined being seen. For once. But then, a sharp pain shot through her leg. She gasped. The next step was worse, a burning sting, like tiny needles under her skin. She stumbled. And then, right in front of everyone, her leg began to swell. Fast, terrifyingly fast. "Remove the shoe," a man shouted. "I'm trying." Aduke cried. Her fingers shook. The strap felt tighter. The buckle was no longer where it should be. It was like the shoe didn't want to come off, like it wanted to stay. A crowd gathered. Some people filmed with their phones. Some whispered. Some laughed nervously. Tamilola stepped back. "This has never happened before. Maybe you did something to it." "Did what?" "I only wore it," Aduke shouted, tears forming. Her leg swelled more. Her knee felt heavy. Her toes tingled. Her skin stretched painfully. "Please, help me," she cried. For a moment, the entire store went silent. Everyone watched, but nobody helped. Nobody except a woman who had been quietly arranging handbags at the back of the store. Her name was Fetosin, a soft-spoken gentlewoman with calm eyes and an energy that felt warm, almost familiar. She rushed forward. "Stop recording," she said firmly. "This woman is in pain." Her voice had authority, not loud but strong. She knelt beside Aduke and gently touched her leg. The moment her palm touched the swollen skin, the swelling stopped increasing. Not completely,
steady?
but it
Yes,
stopped
I
getting
think
worse.
so. Thank you so
Tamilola
much.
folded her arms. "Hefetosin, leave her. This is not our business." "It is my business," Fetosin replied gently. "She is in trouble." Something about the calmness in her voice changed the atmosphere. Even the shoppers felt it. "Wait," Fetosin whispered, her eyes fixed on the shoe. "This is not normal." She looked around slowly. "Who brought this pair here?" No one answered. Tamilola scoffed. "It's just a shoe. Maybe she has a health problem she didn't tell us about." But Fetosin stared harder. "No," she said softly. "This shoe is not from this boutique." Everyone froze. "What do you mean?" Aduke asked, trembling. Fetosin looked straight into her eyes. "It doesn't belong here," she said. "And whoever placed it on that shelf didn't do it by mistake." A cold silence filled the store. This wasn't about fashion anymore. It wasn't about class or wealth or embarrassment. Something else was happening. Something strange. Something deeper. And the shoe was at the center of it. Aduke clutched Fetosin's arm, terrified. "Please, what is happening to me?" And Fetosin replied in a soft voice filled with sadness, recognition, and a kind of fear. "Because this is not an ordinary shoe, and you were never meant to touch it." Aduke's heart dropped. "What do you mean?" she whispered. Fetosin swallowed hard. "Because this shoe," she said, "belongs to someone connected to your past. Someone you don't remember. Someone who has been waiting for you." Aduke stared at her, confused. "My past? I don't understand. Who are you?" Fetosin sighed, her eyes soft and sad. No matter how deeply you bury a truth, it still finds a way back. The boutique felt suddenly colder, and for the first time, Aduke realized this was not the beginning of a fashion story. This was the beginning of something older, stranger, more personal, something that had been waiting for her. For years. The store stayed completely quiet. Even the air felt still. Aduke's swollen leg pulsed with heat. but the fear inside her was stronger than the pain. "What truth?" she asked, her voice shaking. "What are you talking about?" Fetosin looked around the boutique, making sure the other staff and customers were far enough. Then she leaned closer. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "That shoe carries the mark of Omi-Agbi, the spirit of birth by water." Haduki blinked. "What does that mean?" "It means," Fetosin said calmly, "someone marked you before you were even born. Or someone from the water world." A chill ran through Haduki's chest. Her breath hitched. What does that have to do with me?" Fetosin touched the golden sandal again and flinched lightly, like she felt something sharp. "This shoe was not made for humans," she said. "It was made as a signal, a calling. A calling for who? For you." Haduke felt the world tilt a little. She shook her head fast. No, that's impossible. I am just a normal woman. I grew up in Surulere. My mother is alive. My father is alive. Nothing about me is... But Fetosin cut in softly. "Are you sure?" Her voice wasn't challenging. It was gentle, almost apologetic. Haduke swallowed. "What are you trying to say?" She whispered like she was afraid of her own voice. Fetosin exhaled slowly. "Your parentage, the story you were told, it is not complete." Haduki felt her heart thump. "What do you know about my birth?" she asked. "I know because..." Fetosin paused. "Because I am from the same place." Haduki froze. "You... what?" Fetosin nodded sadly. "I am a daughter of Omiabi, too. I left the water world many years ago and chose to live among humans." She placed a hand gently over Haduke's swollen leg. "It takes one to recognize one." Haduke shook her head violently now. Her voice trembled. "No, please stop. That can't be true." But Fetosin continued with deep, steady eyes. "You've always felt different, haven't you? A sense that you didn't fully belong. Like you were living a life that didn't fit you perfectly." Haduke's mouth opened. Her heart skipped. How did this woman know that? How did she know the quiet loneliness that had followed her for years? How did she know the strange dreams? The ones with rivers and songs she didn't understand? Haduki gulped hard. "What does my birth have to do with this shoe?" she asked quietly. "In the water world," Fetosin explained, "objects carry messages, and someone sent this one to find you." "Who?" "A relative," Fetosin said softly. "Someone who has not forgotten you." Before Haduke could speak, a loud crash echoed from the back of the boutique. Everyone jumped. A purse display tower fell on its own. Bags scattered. Mirrors cracked. Lights flickered. Customers screamed. The manager rushed out shouting, "What is happening?" Crack! Another mirror broke, without anyone touching it. Crack! Crack! 3 more! Fetosin shot up instantly, fear flashing across her face. "It's starting," she whispered. "What is starting?" Haduki cried. Tamilola panicked, backing away from the chaos. "This is witchcraft. I knew something was wrong from the moment she entered." "It's not witchcraft," Fetosin snapped. "It is a summoning." The lights flickered violently. The AC shut off. A soft sound started. A sound like water, rushing under the floor. Not above, not outside. Under. Haduke grabbed Fetosin's arm. "What do they want from me?" Fetosin held her tightly. "They want you to come home." The water sound grew louder. The ground trembled. A customer shouted, "I'm leaving this place. I can't stay here." People rushed to the door. But as soon as they grabbed the handle, splash! Water burst from the lock, spraying the crowd. They screamed, "Why is water coming from the door?" Fetosin shook her head. They sealed the exit. No one leaves until they get what they want. Aduke felt faint. Please? Tell me who wants me. The Water Mother who marked you, Fetosin replied. Why? Why now? Because, Fetosin whispered, you are coming of age. The power inside you no longer sleeps. Aduke shook her head. No. No power. I don't want it. I don't want this life. I just wanted a shoe. But the floor vibrated again, stronger. Then something impossible happened. Water began rising through the tiles. Clear, cold, alive. It wrapped slowly round Aduke's ankles. She gasped. It's pulling me. Fetosin grabbed her shoulders. Fight it. I can't. Yes, you can. I don't know how. Fetosin looked into her eyes with urgency and a deep sadness. You are stronger than you know. The water rose higher. The boutique shook. The mirrors rattled. And then, a voice, soft, echoing, calling, Aduke. Her name, in a tone that sounded like memory, like lullaby, like home. Her chest tightened. Who is that? She whispered. And Fetosin swallowed hard. Your true mother. The moment Fetosin said the words, something cracked inside Aduke. A memory, a flash, a baby wrapped in soft blue cloth, water surrounding her, a woman with shimmering skin holding her gently, a promise whispered into her tiny ear. One day, you will return. Aduke staggered as the memory hit her like a wave. No. No. That can't be real. It is, Fetosin said. The water rose higher. Your parents on land found you by the river. They loved you. They raised you well. But you were never theirs alone. Aduke's heart ached deeply. So I was abandoned? No, Fetosin corrected softly. You were shared, between two worlds. Aduke sobbed. And now they want me back? Yes. But I don't want to leave my life. I don't belong in the water. Fetosin stared at her gently. And do you truly feel you belong here? The question sliced through Aduke. She thought of her lonely childhood, her constant sense of not fitting in, her dreams filled with water, her sudden bursts of intuition, her quiet longing for something she couldn't name. She shook her head slowly. I don't know where I belong. The water climbed to her knee. Her swelling leg glowed faintly as if reacting. Fetosin touched her cheek. You have a choice, she said softly. You can return, or you can stay with the humans. But whichever you choose, the truth will follow you forever. The water surged suddenly. A giant wave of clear swirling water rose in the center of the boutique, forming the outline of a woman. Tall, graceful, glowing. Everyone screamed and backed away. But the figure ignored them. Her eyes were locked on Aduke. Mo-bi-e, mo-peo, Aduke. Wasi-ile. I birthed you. I call you. Aduke. Come home. The voice shook the air. Aduke felt her heart splitting. She stepped back. Fetosin held her hand tightly. You are not a child anymore, Fetosin whispered. You don't have to be claimed by force. The Water Mother tilted her head. You are mine. Aduke's voice broke. No, I am not yours alone. The Water Mother's eyes flashed. Your place is with me. My place, Aduke whispered, is where I choose. The boutique trembled hard. A loud crack tore across the ceiling. The wave of water reared back like a snake ready to strike. Shoppers screamed. Tami Lola fell to the ground crying. But Aduke stood firm. She lifted her swollen leg slowly. The shoe on it glowed. The blue light spread across her skin. Fetosin gasped. You're awakening. Aduke swallowed. I don't want to be forced. I don't want to be claimed. I want to choose My life. The Water Mother surged forward. But Aduke raised her hand, and something powerful shot out, a wave of soft blue energy, glowing like moonlit water. It hit the water, Mother gently, but firmly. She stopped. Everything froze. The water stilled. The light steadied. Even the air paused. Please, Aduke whispered. Let me choose. The Water Mother stared at her for a long moment. Then the figure slowly bowed her head. Her voice softened. Then choose, my daughter. Aduke breathed shakily. Her voice came out small but strong. I want to stay on land. I want a normal life. I want to grow. I want to love. I want to make mistakes and learn and try again. Her eyes filled with tears. But I also don't want to lose you. The Water Mother's form shimmered gently. You will not lose me, she said. You carry water in your soul. I will always walk with you, even from afar. The water around Aduke's legs loosened. The swelling reduced instantly. The glowing faded. And the golden sandal, the cursed calling shoe, fell off on its own. Clink! The Water Mother touched the air as if touching Aduke's cheek. Live well, my daughter. Her form dissolved slowly into mist. And then she was gone. The water on the floor evaporated. The boutique went silent. Everyone stared at Aduke like she was a miracle, or a mystery, or both. Fetosin sat beside her and held her gently. You chose well, she whispered. Aduke wiped her tears. Was that really my mother? One of them. Fetosin smiled. You have two. You always did. Aduke swallowed, emotional. So what happens now? You live, Fetosin said simply. You live boldly. You walk your path, both human and water. She glanced at the ruined boutique, and hopefully, you also choose a different store next time. Aduke laughed through her tears. It felt like sunlight after rain. The manager approached her carefully. Madam, are you okay? Aduke nodded. Yes, I am. He hesitated. Do you, still want to buy anything? Fetosin shot him a look. Sir, please. Aduke smiled softly. No, I already got what I came for. Which is? He asked. She touched her chest gently. Myself. Later that night, as Aduke walked out into the cool Lagos air, everything felt different. The streetlights glowed brighter. The wind felt warmer. Even her footsteps felt new. She was no longer just a young woman trying to fit in. She was someone who had faced two worlds. Someone who had chosen her path. Someone who had reclaimed her identity. She stopped by the roadside and looked at her reflection in a shop window. She saw a woman who was learning to belong. Not to a place, not to a class, not to other people's expectations, but to herself. And the shoe? She didn't need it anymore. Because tonight, Aduke discovered something far more valuable. Her worth wasn't something she had to wear. It was something she carried inside. Always. And as she got away from the boutique, her voice shook with emotion, but also with strength. I am enough, she whispered. I choose my life. I choose my story. The night breeze carried her words gently, and somewhere far away, deep in the quiet water world, Mother who loved her smiled softly, listening, proud, waiting, but no longer calling her home.